a lot of hard work, but also a lot of fun. And I have an awesome team that is trying to put my weird words that I say into a shoe, which is great because I'm like, I want the thing that goes the thing. And then they're like, okay, we got.
Ever wonder what real privilege in women's basketball looks like? Look no further than AjaWilson's most recent Nike stunt, where she flaunts her signature shoe while Caitlin Clark, the player who is truly changing the game, is purposefully ignored by the multi-billion-dollar sports corporation.
Come on, Andy, you know the question for that. You know the answer for that.
But now is where things really start to get good. While Aja is busy congratulating herself, Caitlin is out there using her platform to actually lift up the entire WNBA one. One is all about me, and the others are thinking bigger picture. Wilson has a whole commercial about winning, but when it comes to the playoffs, it was a complete bust, low ratings, embarrassing loss. Meanwhile, Clark is breaking records left and right. Aja, before we break it down, please remember to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go. In this video, we'll expose Wilson and Clark's most recent Nike appearances, demonstrating how drastically different their messages and attitudes are, as well as why Clark remains a positive role model and brand ambassador despite Nike's gaffes.
So it's very interesting to see the creative minds behind the project, but it's been tons of fun, and I think it's uniquely to me because it's a shoe that can do a lot. It's a versatile
Here's the
shoe.
deal. You won't believe the mess AjaWilson has gotten herself into with this Nike deal. It's like watching a slow-motion train wreck, and we have front row seats. Remember when Nike promised Aja a signature shoe? Well, guess what? It came with a price tag that will haunt them for years. While they were busy kissing Aja's feet, Nike has been promoting her shoe for what seems like forever. They have this entire star logo thing going on, trying to make her look like basketball royalty. When Caitlin Clark arrived, the entire game was turned upside down.
He struck absolute gold when they signed Caitlin Clark to an 8-year, $28 million endorsement deal. So why in the world are they ignoring her?
Now that the Nike sweating bullets have realized that they missed out on the biggest thing to hit women's basketball since, well, ever. While Aja is sitting there polishing her MVP trophies thinking she's still the hottest ticket in town, nobody cares anymore, and everyone is obsessed with Caitlin. Let's face it, though, that ship has sailed capsized and sunk to the bottom of the ocean, and Nike is so terrified of the backlash that they're willing to push back the launch of Caitlin to 2026 or 2027.
Fortunately, they signed the woman to build a brand around. Michael Jordan, Tiger Woods, Caitlin Clark. Instead, in the early Clark era, Nike stock has tanked over the span, and the CEO just got ousted. By the way, though Clark got famous around 22, if you want to buy her shoe, you could be waiting until 2026 or 2027.
In the meantime, Caitlin is out there setting records, packing arenas, and elevating the sport as a whole. She signed a huge 8-year, $28 million contract with Nike, but what has she accomplished? You want to know the true irony? Crickets have no promo, no shoes, and the fans are going crazy. The A1, Aja's iconic sneaker, won't even be available until 2025. That's correct. Asians are out here discussing how difficult and drawn out the process has been, and all this drama for a shoe that is still months away. What is Nike's ingenious solution to this mess? They're going to make Caitlin wait even longer, because that's quite reasonable, right? Make the game's most thrilling player wait, while Aja plays the role of shoe designer.
Anyone can wear it. It's not a big man shoe, a big woman shoe. It's a shoe that it's going to be comfortable for everyone, and I hope everyone feels that. So I think it's uniquely to me because it is something it can adapt and adjust to anything, and I feel like that's me.
The bottom line is as follows. Hold on to your hats, people, for the true irony is just beginning. Nike is in a PR nightmare as they attempt to strike a balance between Aja's enormous ego and Caitlin's increasing fame. How is Clark responding to this? If you've watched this far and found the video entertaining, please remember to like, subscribe, and enable all notifications. We understand that watching this video requires some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now, let's get back to the action. Remember when AjaWilson criticized other players for having privilege?
Aja reminds me a lot of you. Like, it's not really about me. And she knows how her privilege has gotten her to that point. And also, like, she's good at basketball. But like she understands her privilege. It's like it's just her over the top in a sense. It reminds me a lot of you. And I mean that's a compliment.
The irony is that Miss High and Mighty has a severe case of foot and mouth disease, but this is where things start to get really interesting. The difference between Caitlyn and Asia isn't just about who can sink more baskets. It's all about attitude, and let me tell you, the contrast couldn't be sharper. Caitlyn Clark's response will make you stand up and applaud.
The more people can get out and watch the W or watch the college game or whatever it is, the better it's going to be for the future of the game.
Asia is acting like the queen of the court, and everyone else is only fortunate to be in her presence. Newsflash, Asia, there is nothing that the entire world owes you. The star vibe is me. It's aging more quickly than the leftovers from last week. Now, look at Caitlyn. This lady is breaking records all the time. But judging by the way she acts, shallow, appreciative, and always giving credit to her team, you wouldn't even know she's the hottest thing in women's basketball right now. At a recent Nike event, Caitlyn stated bluntly that she is not sitting around complaining about Nike. Rather, she is using her platform to raise the WNBA as a whole.
The amount of people that have showed up in the stadiums, from the viewership numbers to people really wanting to wear a WNBA player's jersey or buy their merch or whatever it is, or have their shoe. Just how it's evolved in such a short period of time, I think shows everyone, there is real opportunity here, and there has been opportunity here.
That's how a true leader sounds. Here's the real kicker. After a game against the New York Liberty, Asia was all, "I just feel like we're not getting the calls we deserve." It's annoying when you're playing hard, and it seems like the referees aren't seeing it. I'm pointing fingers faster than a child in a candy store. Instead of criticizing the referees, perhaps try playing better.
But also it goes hand in hand. That's it. And if I get fined for this, I'm terribly sorry, but it's ridiculous. We've been going through this all season, so everybody got to their guy.
Caitlyn, she is the first to say, "I need to be better for my team. I can't let them down like that. We win together and we lose together." She takes responsibility like a champ per game, and that's what true leadership looks like, people.
Caitlyn, it's said that the best point guards are more worried about their teammates than they are about themselves. What do you like more, setting your teammates up or scoring the ball yourself?
Honestly, I think setting my teammates up, I think that just provides so much more energy to the team. It gets everybody going, and when everybody can touch the ball and get going in that way, I think it just everybody just flows a little bit better. The offense flows a little bit better.
And let's not even discuss how they behave with their colleagues. While Caitlyn is raving about her squad and saying things like, "I wouldn't be where I am without my teammates. They push me every day and make me a better player. I'm grateful for every one of them. See the difference." Asia is out here behaving as she is carrying the entire team on her back. You believe that the fans are unaware of this? Please, they are aware of who is acting and who is not, and that must hurt Asia's bottom line. Wilson is alienating admirers with his conceited demeanor.
I'm going to go out there and I'm going to try to be the best. I get y'all saying best player in the world. That's great. It looks great. But I want to be the best person. I want to be the best teammate, because that's how I get the best out of my team.
Meanwhile, one fan perfectly captured how Caitlyn Clark's responsibility and humility are attracting more people to women's basketball than ever before. You want to support Caitlyn because she is a gifted player who never forgets her roots or the people who helped her get there. I promise you that this mindset difference will make or break their careers, and isn't simply about popularity contests. Asia may currently hold the trophies, but Caitlyn has the people's hearts, and that's what matters most in the long term.
I came to see Caitlyn Clark tonight.
Gotta watch number 22.
I've been watching Caitlyn for a couple of years, and since then I've dreamed about coming to a game.
Okay, let's put Asia's small pity party aside for a moment and discuss someone who is genuinely altering the rules. Caitlyn Clark is rewriting the entire playbook. You want numbers. In addition to playing basketball, it's not just about playing ball anymore. Caitlyn is transforming the entire sport. Let's take a look at her work ethic, which is insane while Asia is likely lounging by the pool. She's attracting viewers like nobody's business, and we're talking about packed arenas with TV ratings through the roof. Caitlyn lives in the gym. Her practice is more than just a hobby. It's a part of who she is. She also engages with fans everywhere, encouraging her teammates, the league, and the entire women's basketball sport. To top it all off, Caitlyn is advocating for increased national television exposure, saying things like,
"It's so exciting, so the more we can continue to expand that and continue to have games on national television and get people in seats, because when they show up in a stadium, like, they're always coming back. That's usually how it works. They fall in love with a team or a player, or maybe they go for one player and then they, like another player."
In contrast to Asia's me-first mentality, Caitlyn's genuineness is causing her social media to explode, with millions of followers glued to her every post. Let's be honest for a moment. She is not only thinking about herself, but also the entire sport and its fans, who are devouring it. As AjaWilson is busy polishing her trophies and complaining about privilege, Caitlyn Clark is changing the game one fan at a time, and, believe me, it's not even close. She is not only redefining what it means to be a basketball player, but she is also redefining what it means to be a role model in women's sports by prioritizing team and community.
Honestly, it makes me smile in return. Like, for me, I'm just myself. That's what I try to be. I try to just be a great role model for them, and I think it speaks to how I was raised as a kid. I've loved every second of playing sports, but also my parents always preach there's so much more to life than just sports.
Here's a crazy idea. Let's be honest for a moment. We're not just talking about two players anymore. We're talking about the WNBA's entire future. What if everything we know about women's basketball is about to be turned upside down? While AjaWilson is busy preserving her own legacy, Caitlyn Clark is out here creating an empire, and trust me, the contrast couldn't be more stark. Aja believes that her MVP awards will keep her relevant for eternity, but the game is changing faster than you can say, signature shoe, and you're falling behind. Guess what? People are noticing that brands are lining up to collaborate with Caitlyn Clark because her fans can't get enough of her, and even the men's league is beginning to take notice of what she's bringing to the table because she's more than just a player, she's a movement.
Clark and the many athletes that are coming into the WNBA are showing that these endorsement deals will follow great players and great ambassadors.
This is the blind spot in Aja. She is so preoccupied with being the queen bee that she fails to understand the connection between her success and the league's success. Caitlyn Clark's vision for expanding women's basketball is bringing in new fans and opportunities like crazy, while AjaWilson is mired in the past and concentrating on personal accolades that are becoming less and less relevant by the day. That's why Caitlyn is all about encouraging everyone. In every interview and appearance, she talks about the league, her teammates, and the fans.
I'm curious, where would you rank her amongst all-time college players, in your opinion?
Ooh, that's tough because you got to win one. I feel like that college is one of those spaces where you got to win one for them to even have your name in the conversation. And it took me 3 years to win mine, so it's hard.
And believe me when I say that this change isn't just a slight tremor. It's a full-on earthquake that will completely transform women's basketball for years to come. The old guard needs to wake up and smell the coffee, or they'll become as obsolete as last year's highlight reel. So, how will the WNBA develop? Will it adopt the Caitlyn Clark era and aim for the stars, or will there be just one player who is currently thinking big enough to take this league to the next level? Spoiler alert, AjaWilson.
Caitlyn Clark is a superstar. Not a female superstar, she is a superstar.
We were coming to see Caitlyn Clark play.
She moves the needle. The WNBA has been looking for someone who moves the needle.
Let's face it, people. While she was busy slandering others, AjaWilson's little entitled tantrum just blew up in her face. Caitlyn Clark is transforming the entire sport, and guess what? The WNBA needs to wake up and realize that she is the real deal right now. Anyone who continues to follow the same old methods will be left behind. So, whether you want to follow Aja's lead and watch your league fade into obscurity, or are you prepared to embrace the Caitlyn Clark era and aim high? Because let me tell you, there is only one player who has the vision to take this league to the next level, and her name is Caitlyn Elizabeth Clark. Do you agree? Please let us know in the comments, like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss anything. We'll see you in the next one after you click the video on the screen.